Good day and welcome to your very interesting program, Insurance Matters, where we discuss pertinent issues relating to the insurance industry and where we try to help facilitate development within the insurance industry. I'm your host, Agah. I'll be standing in for Goswe Gede for the time being, and we'll be having a very interesting discussion today where we'll be discussing insurance for small and medium scale enterprises. And to help us facilitate that discussion today, I have a very special guest in the studio, in the person of Mr. Chukwu Agah. Sir, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Mr. Chukwu Agah is an insurance expert with over 20 years of working experience within the insurance industry. And Mr. Chukwu Agah is currently the Abuja branch manager of Capital Express Assurance PLC. And he'll be helping us to facilitate discussion today, sir. So, sir, we'll be talking about insurance for small and medium scale enterprises. I don't know, can you just help us define it a little bit? What is a small and medium scale enterprise?
Yes, small and medium scale enterprises, SME, are defined according to each countries, but basically it has to do with the revenue which they derive, and it also has to do with their personnel, the number of people they have. But from each country, from country to countries, they've been able to define it based on that threshold.
Okay. So in Nigeria, do we have a particular threshold for defining a small and medium scale enterprise?
Yes. According to, it depends on the revenue they generate, the profits they generate. You will notice that just of recent, there's some companies in which government exempted from paying tax.
Okay.
That they exempted from paying tax. Those ones fall into those small and medium scale enterprise, SMEs.
Okay. So basically, depending on how many employees and how much you are generating, so if it's on the low side,
yes.
Low side as in like 100 million?
20 million.
20 million?
Yes.
Okay, so
less than 20 million.
When you're generating less than 20 million
yes.
around, you can be categorized as a small and medium scale enterprise. Okay, so for small and medium scale enterprises, the government, they have been saying that the youths and people should go into businesses, try and open up business, do not wait for the government to give you a job. And so based on that, we have been seeing an increase in the number of businesses that we have in the country. A lot of people are going to entrepreneurship. And now, we want to see, is there any way that these small businesses that are coming up, is there any way they can use insurance to develop their business? Is there any kind of policy that's available for this category of businesses?
Yes, insurance is supposed to be taken to mitigate against losses. Small and medium scale enterprise should embrace insurance in the sense that if an occurrence happens, the insurance company will come in and put them in the position they were before the loss.
Yes.
So small and medium scale enterprise are encouraged to take up insurance policies, different insurance policies, as suits their trade.
Okay. So depending on the trade or the sector that you are operating in, that's where you decide which
insurance policies that you will need.
Okay. But is there like a compulsory policy that whether you are in the finance sector, the agricultural sector, or any other sector that you may find yourself, is there like a compulsory policy for all these businesses to take?
Yes, we have, during Pension Reform Act amended 2014, made provision for group life, which is compulsory under the law, for any employee that employs minimum of 3 people. So when you are employed minimum of 3 people, you need to put a group life in place. And what that group life does is that it pays the beneficiaries, that is your employee. If your employee is late or deceased, the family will be able to be paid some certain amount of money for them to continue life since they have lost their breadwinner. That is a compulsory insurance. Okay. We equally have employers' liability insurance. What this does is that for anybody coming into your business premises and he's injured, there should be an insurance in place to be able to pay that person up for coming into your premises and getting injured. So those 2 insurance policies are compulsory. Then we have motor third-party insurance, which is equally compulsory under the law, in which if you're an SME and you have pools of cars, you must insure it. That's what the law says.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. So from what you said, we have group life.
Yes.
And we have employers liability, and then of course the motor insurance. Okay, so for every SME should have those policies.
Yes, they should.
Okay, so those are compulsory by law. So you heard it, viewers. If you have a small business and you are just starting up, you are an SME, these policies, these insurance policies, you are mandated by law to have them. You are mandated by law to have the group life insurance, the employer's liability, and if you have cars, the motor insurance liability. I think minimum of third party. Which of course the traffic laws already mandate too.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, sir. I would like to talk about fire and burglary policy. Today we woke up to the news of the Agah fire incident where the markets were burnt or got engulfed in flames. And a lot of businesses, you agree with me that most of those businesses fall within these small and medium enterprises that we are talking about. And they have lost millions and source of their livelihoods. And so, sir, for fire and burglary, don't you think that is also a very important policy for SMEs to have?
It's very important. It's important. But let me start by sympathizing with the people in Agah, the store owners, the people that owns the buildings, the people that owns the properties in there. Let me sympathize with them for what happened. So, if an insurance policy has been in place, if any of them has taken up an insurance policy, probably fire, burglary, the insurance companies would have compensated them for their loss, for the material damage, and for everything that they've lost for that yesterday. So fire policy, fire and burglary, is very important for SMEs, very important for small businesses. Because for everything you've labored for a store you have stored up, the goods you have purchased and you've stocked up, can just got burnt in a day. Just in a day, just in an hour, you can lose everything. So it's advisable that a fire policy be taken out, and probably fire burglary insurance also be taken out on those properties.
Okay, so you have heard it. Fire and burglary is also a very, very important policy for small and medium scale enterprises. And that is why Transparent Protection Limited by Guarantee is set up. We are here to help you. If you are a small business, come to us. You can see our address and our contact information on the screen. Come to us. We would help you, advise you on which policies to take, and also help facilitate these policies for you. And when it is time for you to get a claim, if you have a genuine claim, of course we'll be there to help you. And so that is why we are here. You can reach out to us and we'll help you with that. So, sir, let me ask you this. Fire and burglary. So that's two risks in one now. Fire on one hand and burglary on the other hand. We understand the fire part of it. Your business gets engulfed in flames or is like getting engulfed in flames. So, and then the insurance company will come and settle you. What about the burglary part? Is it just for somebody sneaks into your business premises and steals one or two things, or does it also cover incidents like the NSAS riots that we saw last year, where a lot of businesses were looted? So this fire and burglary, does it cover up to that extent?
For the burglary policy, there must be forceful and violent entry or exit. Then on the standard burglary policy, riots and civil commotion is excluded. So what we advise is that the client buys it back, just as you make reference to the NSAS. Most companies that had burglary insurance did not buy that clause back. So they had issues. But I think the insurance industry was able to come together and resolve it and waive it. But it's always advisable to buy that clause back, like a buyback, so with payment of additional premium. Okay,
so you're saying the clause for riots is not included in burglary?
Riot and civil commotion is an excluded clause. It's excluded from fire. It's excluded from the burglary policy.
Burglary policy.
Yes.
So if you need to have it inside your burglary policy, you have to ask for it specifically.
Ask for it from your insurance brokers or from your underwriters, and they will include it for you, and you pay just a token, an additional premium.
It comes with an extra cost.
Yes.
Okay, why is it not just together? Burglary, looting, is it not burglary?
Well, that is the way the policy was designed. And if you want an extended cover, we could equally give it to you. So if you want an extended cover, we could add it up and add it to you.
Okay.
Just as the standard fire policy, you made reference to fire now. The standard fire policy only covers lightning, fire, and that fire, it covers an explosion. That's the standard fire policy. But we will advise that you go further and buy fire and special peril. The special peril covers explosion, that is any kind of explosion. For the standard fire policy, the explosion it covers is only for domestic gas or boiler. Domestic gas and boiler. Does not cover industrial gas and boilers. Then, but if you buy the special peril aspect, it covers earthquake, it covers escape of water, it covers floods, it covers malicious damage, it covers riots and civil commotion. So we will advise, don't just buy a fire policy, buy fire and special peril.
Okay, so fire and special
peril policy.
And burglary also? Or
yes,
does the special peril also cover burglary aspect of it?
Well, the special peril, what it covers in the burglary aspect, you could attribute it to breakage, probably maybe doing riots, and there is breakage, and they come and steal your properties. So that's the aspect. But if you still buy the burglary policy, you will still be on course.
That's very, very interesting. And so you see, this is why it is very important to have brokers whenever you are procuring an insurance policy. And that is why we are here. We can advise you as TPL, we can advise you on these little clauses that you may not know. You may go directly and say you want to take up a fire and burglary policy, and they just give it to you. You will not know that there are some risks that are excluded from that particular policy. And so that is why you all should always go to experts like brokers, like we are too. You come to us and we can help you facilitate these things. So it has been very, very interesting. So I think we should go on a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we would open the phone lines so that you can also bring in your questions and contributions. So we'll be right back. You're welcome back from that commercial break. We have had Mr. Chukwu Agah, an insurance expert here, and he has been explaining to us, giving us some deep insights into the kind of insurance policies that SMEs, I'm talking about small and medium scale enterprises should have. And it has been very interesting so far. You've talked about the compulsory insurances like the group life, employers liability, and motor insurance, of course. And we have been discussing about fire and burglary also. And you also made mention of special perils, you know, so it has been very interesting. So our phone lines would be on the screen now. You can call in for your questions or contributions if you have. All right, sir, let me ask you this one. There is a policy known as goods in transit policy. Can you give us more, can you shed more light on that?
Well, the insurance policy covers the loading and offloading of your goods from one destination to the other. Whatever happens to it in form of damage, theft, the insurance company would compensate you back. There are two ways you could go about it. There's an all-risk cover on it, in which when there is damage, any kind of damage, probably accidental damage, probably when you were conveying it from point A to point B, there was a storm and rain damaged the goods. Whatever you could think of, it is covered. Then the other one is restricted cover. On the restricted cover, the policy will specify that the damage must be as a result of accidents. Probably there is collusion and accidental damage as a result of accident. That is when the insurance company will compensate you. So it depends on what you really want to purchase, whether you want to buy it as all risk or the restricted cover. Then again, let me point it out to you that there are also exclusions to it. Okay. Exclusions in form of fragile objects like glasses and explosive are not included in the policy, except you specifically ask for it.
Okay. Okay, so what you're saying now is goods in transit. This one is for people who buy goods and they're transporting them. So this policy covers those goods during that period of transportation from point A to point B.
Yes, it could be that you are moving some of your goods from your warehouse in Abuja here to your warehouse in Lagos.
Okay.
So from loading the goods, you are covered from the loading and offloading the goods, and during transit. So you are covered for this period.
Okay.
Once the goods is being loaded and the goods is moving and the goods reaches its destination, the goods needs to be offloaded
before the policy nurses to cover it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that is. So I think, don't you think this policy is also one that is essential for SMEs?
Well, any SME that's into haulage should take up the policy. And that's why I would equally advise that for every SMEs, they could invite their insurance brokers to come around and look at their needs, assess their needs and the risks they might fall into, and advise them on the policies that they would require.
Okay, okay, that is interesting. Okay, sir. Now, for the policies that are available for the employers, for their employees, is there any other one apart from group life that the employees can also benefit when they are working?
Yes, there is medical insurance also.
Okay.
You know, when you are working in an organization, you should be of good health. And if anything happens to you while working for your employer, you should be able to go to the hospital and treat yourself. So the employee should equally make that services available to their employees so that they can increase their revenue. You know, when the staff is not feeling fine, that means there's a shortage in revenue.
Yes,
so if you want the staff to work optimally, you should have a health insurance for them, medical insurance for them.
I think health insurance, shouldn't it be compulsory? Well, what do you think about that?
I think health insurance should be compulsory.
Well, why is it not?
I don't. I would really know.
I was just. It was just anyway a thought that came to my mind. Okay, so we have been discussing on the different policies that are available for SMEs, and our numbers on the screen now. You can send SMS, or you can call if you have a contribution to make, or if you have a question that you like our guest here to answer. Okay, sir. Now, what do you think are let's talk about the settlement of claims for all these policies. You know, it is good for us to say, you can take up this policy, take that, take this one, you need it, this one is compulsory, and they take up these policies. Well, you know, the issue that we have had with insurance in Nigeria over the years is that insurance companies do not pay. That is the general perception that the public has. And this, you agree with me, has led to low confidence within amongst Nigerians.
Well, I slightly disagree with you that
Okay.
Insurance companies don't pay claims. Insurance companies pay genuine claims. So that's one. Two is this: if you want to pursue a claim, let me use the burglary claim as an example. It's advisable, the procedures, if you follow the procedures, insurance company will pay. One of the procedures is that you must report to the local authority. You must report the incident to the police.
Sorry, sir. Let me just cut you short on that one. We have a call. Let's see if we can answer this call. Hello? Your name and where you are calling from? Okay, we lost that caller. All right, you can go on, sir.
So you must report the incident to the police first. The burglary incident, you report it to the police, then notify your underwriter on time. But if there's a situation in which probably you waited for 6 months without notifying your underwriter, and you did not report to the police, and there was no investigation done, and you now, after 6 months, you went to the insurance company to file a claim, and the insurance company refused to pay you because no investigation was done, then will you call that the insurance company did not pay the claim? You didn't follow the procedures. The procedures must be followed. You must have reported to the police. The police would have been investigating the claim. Then you report to the underwriter. Then they will give you a claims form. You will fill it out, after which they will pay your claim.
Okay, you heard it. The procedures must be followed. Okay, and so it has been a very interesting discussion with you, sir, Mr. Agah, where we have been discussing SMEs and the insurance policies that are available to them. It has been very nice discussing with you, sir. And I want to say that we at TPL, we are here as we are giving you this education on insurance policies. We are also here available for you to come and meet us. We advise on the best insurance policies to take. If you have a claim, you have chased it for so long and nobody is answering you, or you think they are tossing you here, left and right, come to us and we'll settle it for you. And it has been a very interesting discussion with you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring our invitation. So this is the package for today. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. See you next time, next week, on this same station. And as we always say, be insured and be assured of help. My name is Isaiah Agiri. Thank you very much.